Hi, have you ever at some point in your life maybe felt kind of lost? Maybe have felt big emotions that you don't really know how to express in a healthy way, or even know how to communicate well with other people and find that kind of difficult, especially when communicating your feelings or listening to other people express their feelings. Something is even, as personal as just not knowing who you are and kind of struggling in self discovery. I feel like most, if not all of us, have gone through one or more of those questions or scenarios at some point in our life. And that's pretty difficult to just kind of to find the answers on our own without any outside help. And although the answers to those questions aren't extremely direct and concrete, um, a really good way to just kind of steer you in the right direction is to go to therapy. And that's such a big stigma surrounding mental health in general. Um, and some of you might be thinking therapy is only for those maybe suffering with very extreme cases like extreme depression, anxiety, any mental health issues. And while that is true, and most people that do have those problems go to therapy to help cope with those things, it's also so much more. And it should be normalized a little bit more because it can help reach other people on a broader scale that maybe aren't specifically coping or struggling with those types of disorders. It's also just really good tool to just have someone to be able to talk to learn how to communicate. It's a great communication enhancement. It does help people kind of enhance their cognitive skills as well. It's not just for people struggling with very extreme emotions, although it does help in those cases as well. Me personally, um, even though I have struggled with depression, I also struggle with controlling my emotions and expressing those healthily. And if it hadn't been for me going to therapy and finding out that there's ways for me to still feel those emotions without having it affect other people in my life or even affecting my career as it was, um, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now, and I wouldn't be as successful in my career path had I not learned how to really manage those emotions. So it's something that I from a personal level can advocate and say that it's so much more than what society has told us. It offers just also really good insight on life and a good way to just kind of give yourself tools that will help you on your own also kind of discover more about yourself. It's a great self discovery tool. Um, Therapists aren't going to have all the answers for you, but they are going to help you sort of just kind of think and outside of the realm of what you're used to. And it really does help create such a clear, like a more clear way of kind of understanding and thinking. Um, there's a doctor, Boyer, who was from Far Institute, who spoke about how it's such a good way of getting the brain to work, and maybe in like ways that we don't typically use it when our using our day-to-day kind of cognitive tools. It really does help strengthen the individual inside the body. We take our physical health so seriously, which is fantastic, but there's so much more to our body that is most of the times neglected because we aren't taking care of it and we aren't, expanding and using the other tools inside of us. And that's something that a lot of people don't know or talk about when it comes to therapy. Um, I know also it is a question of maybe not being able to afford it because there's such a stigma and sort of a lack of attention towards mental health. Sometimes therapy in person can be a little bit trickier to find. The good thing about technology now is that it is more accessible, so that even if you don't find someone that you can speak to in person, face to face, there are more affordable ways as well as accessible ways through your phone. There are apps like BetterHelp, the Calm app as well. Um, you can look up therapy websites online, and find plans that work for you, as well as even just talking to your regular doctor and then seeing any recommendations that they have for you. Um, we're not just trying to get out of this mindset that it's only for people that feel sick, um, when it's so much more than that. So I just highly recommend taking care of yourself, because we only have this one life, we get this one body, this one chance to really do it right. And without really taking advantage of everything that we have going on, not just on the outside, but on the inside, um, it really does make a difference. And it will improve your life, it'll improve relationships, it'll improve your career, and it'll just improve yourself just overall.